Hello, and welcome to the video where we will be learning how to create a pivot table. This video is for beginners and those who have never created a pivot table before. In order to start, we will need a large amount of data, and this data should contain multiple columns with different meanings and at least one column with a number. In this case, we're going to use sales and units. So in order to get started, we're going to want to click on any cell in the pivot table and go under Insert, and then click on this little diagram that says Pivot Tables. And it will automatically choose the table range, and if this isn't the right range for your pivot table, you can go ahead and change it, and you will want to put it into a new worksheet. If you put it in an existing worksheet, it's really hard to scroll around and navigate around, so I would recommend just go ahead and put it in a new worksheet and then click OK. This will bring you to a blank pivot table, so we will need to populate the data, and we'll start with sales, and we can find these over here on the right hand side in the field listing. So just go ahead and click in these little boxes, and we'll start with the sales. It automatically puts it in the value column, and that is what we want. And so it gives us a very simple pivot table of sum of sales and how much it is for all of the sales that we have. And now let's go ahead and add type. And so it automatically drops it down to the row label. So now we have a little bit more sophisticated of the types and then the sum of each kind of type, and we can go ahead and add month to that, but instead of having them broken down by which type it is and then the month, we want to go ahead and drag the month column over to this column label. And so that'll just change the format a little bit. And so we want, here's all the different months and the total sales for each different type. And so this brings us to a table that has the different types along with the different months. And so we're getting down there to, we can say dairy. In April we sold $10,000 worth of goods, but we want to get down a little bit deeper. So let's try to click on the salesperson also. So when you do that, you get all of the bakery items listed by salesperson and by month and date. And so if we wanted to just have the meat area open, we can click on these little negative signs as I did previously, and it will shrink down so you can just see the meat, but you can still see all of the other columns. However, you can go ahead and click and drag the salesperson up into the report filter, so that way it'll come up to a third column up here, and then you can go ahead and select multiple items, and we can just view what Hannah sold for each of the types and in each month. So we're narrowing it down to just Hannah and selling for her goods, and then we can go ahead and click on this arrow, and instead of all, we can say, Hannah, did you sell any produce? And it'll go ahead and tell us what Hannah sold for produce. And we can say, how about produce and meat? So we can click on the meat, and then it'll maybe, oh, it looks like Hannah didn't sell any meat. So let's try deli also. There we go. So deli, Hannah sold some deli in July. And then if we wanted to go ahead and clear that, you can just select all, and it'll show all of them again. And the same one for the salesperson. Oh, okay. And so now we have learned all of the basics of how this pivot table can be used. Thank you for watching.